Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Churchill III. It's a Tier 5 Soviet premium heavy tank. It's located on the north spawn of Mountain Pass, and this one is under the command of 73north of the WTWW clan. Now this is a Tier 5 game, and there are a lot of bots. One of those times of day, I think. Game on! Well, it's armed with the 57mm gun. It's capable of doing 75 alpha, 110mm of pen, and it can also only fire standard AP or APCRs. You can see here the APCR is 180mm of pen. Now, the British actually shipped these over under Lend-Lease to the Soviets through Murmansk with the northern convoys. And 301 of them made the trip, and they were very useful. In fact, the Soviets used them in the Battle of Moscow. So yes, these tanks were instrumental in saving Moscow from being overrun. And trust me, I've actually been to Moscow several times, and I can tell you that the place where they actually managed to stop the Germans was very close to the center of Moscow. It wasn't some point long way away. It was actually very close indeed. So surprising that the Germans stopped when they did, because they were, well, not within inches, but they were certainly very close. There's an actual monument in the middle of the road on the spot where they actually did stop. It's right in the middle of a highway. Okay, well, he's actually having a fun time here because he's killed his first tank, an M4A1, and he's laying in on those guys. One of the best things about this tank is the fire rate. It really is fast, 2.19 by the book, and you can see here that 73north's got 1.85, and he's shredding these guys at the other end, and I'm surprised that Panzer IV has not pulled back. I'm looking at the team list, and he's just gone out the game. That was a real player. He just sat there and took the shells. Now, just recently, somebody actually pointed out this is probably the best tank that newbies can actually get and use. In fact, actually, I think it was Steve Walst actually who pointed it out. Not the Excelsior that a lot of players actually get, which is, of course, another premium, but a British premium, Tier 5. This one is the one that people should get, really, but it's probably too OP when it comes to the armor. The reason for that being, of course, the way that it was constructed. You can see the tracks outlying either side of the vehicle actually extend quite a long way away from the actual box area where the crew are. And you can see that box area there. And although there's no mantlet as such, which is a bit of a shot trap, always found another one, it's actually quite a strong tank when it comes to armor. And he only needs to angle slightly, and he hides a lot of the weak spots on this tank. And that's what they used to do. I mean, the Germans actually captured some Churchills at the raid on Dieppe, and they actually did a full analysis, and they said that the tank itself was actually quite strong. But they said that the position it was used at Dieppe was not very good. Mainly down to the fact, of course, it was on shingle, and the tanks just couldn't get off the beach because of that shingle. And he's got his third kill. So he's dominating this game so far. And there's only one other player on his team who's actually managed to get a kill, and that is a bot. That's the Cavalier. Now, the Excelsior is actually a Churchill replacement. It was a tank devised by the British to utilise the Cromwell hull, but actually to have extra armour on the front and the rear. This was after the Dieppe raid. They wanted a replacement. But this Churchill III, the version you see here, is the version that was actually given to the Soviets. And it actually, in some ways, you might say, encouraged them to design and deploy the KV-220 with extra armor at the front and rear. Okay, now he's up against serious opposition. A KV-1's appeared, and that guy's got the 85mm gun. But he'll just punch through the armor on that guy. He just wants to make sure the KV-1 doesn't strike him back. In fact, he's taking enough time so he can kill another tank in the meanwhile. He didn't get the kill on the KV-1SA, but if he keeps doing to the KV-1 what he's doing now, oh, that was another 85mm round. You can see that from the hits he's receiving. But 2 more shells should be enough. Oh, he didn't get it. That's it. Got it now. So 4 kills now. There's only 3 enemies left, and they still haven't got a single kill in this game. Okay, there's the VK. Now, that's a 30-ton tank there up ahead. A Tiger prototype, you might say, or Tiger ancestor. Look at the way he's getting that guy. And that's another kill. I'm sure 73north was having a wonderful time just blasting away at the enemy and enjoying this. It does encourage you to learn all the skills you need, and this guy's committing suicide because now he's driven down into an area where we can just shred him. And can we get the kill? Yes! Oh no, he didn't get the kill, but that's the end of the game. He missed out on the kill to the Matilda 4. Game over. Here's the end of battle results, and that was the first ace tanker for 73north in the Churchill III. And you can tell it's his first one because he's got the scrolls underneath the M, and you only get those the first time. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. He got a fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He actually ended up with 5, 1 short of getting a top gun and 1/3 of the enemy team. He got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. And on top of that, he got a bruise in the middle for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 14 in that game. Best of all, he got the high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game overall. His win rate was 20,995. You're unlikely to see many win rates above 20,000, but he managed to get it. And you'll be surprised with some of the other figures he managed to get in this game. He actually got 7 first spots in this game as well. And so he wasn't that far off getting a scout medal out of it as well. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the highest damage in the game actually went to 73north, not surprising. 3,908 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to the KV-1 on his team with 1,404. And the third highest damage, well, that went to the KV-1 on the enemy team. The one who had the 85mm gun and tried to take down 73north. He managed to get 451 hit points of damage, but he failed to angle properly to save himself from being wiped out by that 57mm gun. He had the ability to outfire 73north, but he just didn't use it. When it came to kills, we can see 73north got 5 kills. 3 kills went to the KV-1 on his own team. 2 kills went to the Matilda 4, who also kill-stealed that M10 RBFM right at the end of the game and prevented him from getting a top gun. When it came to base XP, he was the only one above 1,000. In fact, he's the only one to get 2,565 base. And that's a very, very high. Most people will never see above 2,000 base during their game. But, well, 73north far exceeded that with 2,565. The next one being the KV-1, who managed 752. And third place goes to the Matilda 4 with 702. Oh, by the way, he did get the top in all 3 columns. 87 rounds fired, 66 direct hits on the enemy, 55 penetrations. He did have a problem with some of the shots he actually fired because he wasn't hitting exactly the right spot. And some of his shells missed. Well, that was when he was dueling with those enemy tanks across the bridge, and they weren't hitting the exact spot that he wanted. 3,908 hit points of damage, all of it done at less than 300 meters. 8 hits received from the enemy, 7 penetrated, and some of the worst ones were those 85mm rounds from the KV-1, and 1 non-penetration. He blocked damage of 350 hit points in total. 7 enemy vehicles spotted, 8 enemy vehicles damaged, 5 killed, and he got 362 hit points of spotting assist in that game as well. On a premium count, he actually made a loss of 51,715 credits. That's mainly down to the ammunition. The APCR that he was firing is expensive, so if you do load up on APCR and fire that willy-nilly, you might get the pen and you may be able to repeat what 73north does, but you will probably end up with a big bill for the credits, and that's what he got on this occasion. A loss of 51,715 credits from the game. But he did pick up 5,386 experience points from that game as well. So, yes, the Churchill III, it's a fun tank. But this is not the only game we've got with the Churchill III. We've got another one for you to watch as well. So let's have a look at the second one and see if the other player does it any differently. In the second replay, we're on the north spawn of Siegfried line. And this time, the commander is apgibbo of the FILO clan. Well, FILO stands for first in, last out. Yes, first clan, I think, was formed for wargaming. And, of course, they're always the last out at any party. Okay, what can I tell you? Well, the Churchill was actually named after General John Churchill, who was the first Duke of Marlborough. And he was important because he actually fought during the War of the Spanish Succession during the 18th century. So it wasn't named after Winston Churchill, because it was named after one of his ancestors. Yes, a famous general who made a fortune and actually then made a palace at Blenheim in southern England. Okay, the Churchill tank was named after him because he was a famous general, and because he got some very important victories and originally secured the succession of King James and then King William afterwards. Okay, well, we've got a T28 at the other end, and he's probably not going to come off so well with the 57mm gun, but he's holding off on his fire. You'll notice that apgibbo is actually using standard ammo. The 75 Alpha is the same. 110mm pen, and you'll notice this gun is very accurate. 57mm is in fact the 6-pounder gun, so it's actually the shell's quite small, but you can shove them into the breech very, very quickly. Now, of course, it's very similar in many ways, you might say, to the 2-pounder gun. Okay, so we've got a KV-1 who's tunnel visioning, and he doesn't realise somebody's shooting into his side, and he's going to go down. He's got a fire. He set light to him, and he got the kill. And that earns him an arsonist as well. The thing is that if you aim for the engine, you stand a much better chance of getting a fire, and that's why people aim for the rear vehicles. Some aim for the ammo rack, but I think the fire is more likely. Oh, he's taken 2 rounds from the T28. Oh, we took another one. So that T28 was very costly to us. 344 hit points alone. So we've lost a third of our hit points. But there's more enemy just around the corner. It's a T6 medium and a Matilda. Oh, now that's an important one. The Valentine anti-tank. But he pulls out of sight, so we can't get him. Okay, there's a T-34 just around the corner. Now, he's trying to side scrape there, but I think he's not close enough to do it. And he can't shoot at the T-34 out in the field because the battlements get into the way. But he can shoot at the T-34, and there he is. He's got the rear of the guy, so he can just fire directly into the engine bay. Might get a fire. He's certainly going to get close. Oh, one more shot to kill. He could nudge him to death now, but in fact, he takes another round from that Valentine. Oh, 2 rounds from the Valentine anti-tank. So that's been expensive, that guy. Okay, so what do we do now? We've got 3 kills. Just around the corner is the Matilda. Ow! The enemy Arty has got us in his sights, and he's just tracked us. Okay, we're trying to take out the T-34 at long range. It's 1 shot in, gets the kill shot. Oh, we just got hit in the rear and set alight by the T6 medium. There he is, up on the battlements. There's a Matilda. T6 can't get a shot at this moment, but he's coming around the corner. Can we get a kill shot? We're firing to the rear of the turret on that Matilda. One more should do it. Oh, two more. And he gets that kill. So that's 5 kills now he's got. And here comes the Valentine anti-tank. He pops another one into us. But we do get the top gun. But we've been tracked by the gorilla again. That guy is very accurate. He landed the shell right next door to us. Okay, we're off to the races again. But now we're down to just 70 hit points. And unfortunately, that means now that the gorilla can get a splash kill on us if we get too close. Unlike the previous game with 73north, this is a full battle with tier 5 and tier 4 tanks. And there's no bots in this one at all. And so that's what makes it more dangerous. The enemy Arty is this gorilla that we've been facing. On our team, we've got a Fifi. Gorilla's being fired on. Oh! That was a kill steal by our Fifi. The Leffy got him instead. So we're now off towards the enemy cap area. We're looking for one of 3 tanks. Either a Cruiser Mark IV, a T-40 or a Marder Acton ICT. The Cruiser was seen in the town. In fact, he is in there already. He's still there. And, oh no, that's not good. The T-40 decided to drown himself because he could see that they were losing this battle. It's you never give up hope. You should always keep fighting until the very end. Get as many hit points as you can so you get as many credits as you can in a game. Plus, of course, if you do keep firing at the enemy, there's always a possibility you might actually get a collar ban off and win the game. Unfortunately, two of our teammates at the moment are crossing the cap area. The Kehoe and the T-34s decided to cap out, which is not good because we do want to kill all the enemy. The last enemy is now in the Marder Acton ICT, and he might be somewhere over on this side of the battlefield, but I suspect he's gone further north. Yes, I think he's gone further north. Must be up the other end. He is up the other end. He's now on the mini-map. And he just killed our Stug Fear. So we're going to have to drive a long way. This tank does not go very fast. 28 kilometers now maximum speed. And from the fact that he's doing 30 means that he probably has a turbo to actually get it to go faster. More than likely. Kehoe's going out ahead of us because, of course, he's a light tank. He's got plenty of speed. Now, in theory, that Marder Acton ICT has got the 75mm gun, so he should be able to one-shot us if he gets one hit on us. But at this moment, I think he's being torn to shreds by a Matilda. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Matilda gets the kill shot. And we stop because we can't get there in time. And the Fifi is the one who gets the kill instead. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was only a first-class tanker for apgibbo FILO in the Churchill III. He managed to get a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He got nastiness because he set light to enemy vehicles and watched them burn, specifically that KV-1, and saved the KV-1 SA on his own team, who was actually fighting against that guy. Got a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 7, and a hand of God for surviving the battle and received damage from at least 4 different enemy tanks or more. He also picked up a steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game, at least 11 hits and over 1,000 hit points. And he got a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, the last kill being the Valentine AT to get that top gun. Win 8, 5,301, which is super unicum and quite a bit more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, you can see the highest damage in the game turned out to be apgibbo with 1,556 hit points, but that wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't get the high caliber, sadly. Second highest damage actually went to the Fifi on our team, 1,137. They were the only 2 players who managed to make it over 1,000 hit points in the game. The third highest being the T6 medium on their team with 996. When it came to kills, yep, apgibbo got that one too. 6 kills to him. 3 kills went to the Fifi on our team, who's very accurate. And 2 kills went to the Matilda on our team. and also to the Churchill III and the Marder Acton ICT on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, yep, apgibbo got that one too. So he's got the top in all three columns. Just missed out on getting the high caliber. 1,577 base experience points. The only player to get over 1,000 base. 634 went to the KV-1SA that he saved. And 584 went to the Fifi on his own team. He fired only 26 rounds in this game. 22 direct hits on the enemy. 21 penetrations. 1,556 hit points of damage, of which 80 were at more than 300 meters. Now, what's more important in this game is the fact that he fired standard AP, not the APCR. Even though he had the APCR, he elected not to use it. He received 11 hits from the enemy in this game. 8 of those were penetrations, 2 non-penetrations, 3 hits by way of splash damage. The T-28 on the enemy team managed to get 3 really good shots in, took away a lot of his hit points, and he was not the only one. The Valentine anti-tank also got several penetrations, and of course he kept getting hit by shots from the Gorilla, which were near misses. The T6 medium even managed to plant a HE round right into his rear. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 6 of the enemy, did 654 hit points of spotting assist. On a free-to-play account, he actually made a profit of 50,733 credits. And you can see, look at that ammunition cost, very low. Yep. He even got a 15,000 bonus for mission completion during that game. And he also picked up 3,574 experience points. So you can see that even though he didn't use the APCR to punch his way through the enemy and blast his way through the battlefield, he actually did make a profit in the Churchill III. And this is one of the best things about the Churchill III. You can make a profit even using standard ammo, because the standard AP does have decent penetration even on standard on enemy tanks it's like to meet. Because, of course, it's tier 5. Most of the tanks you're going to come up against don't have very thick armor. And if you know where the weak spots are, you can still punch through with standard AP. And this battle demonstrates what happens if you do use standard ammo. And, of course, apgibbo knows where to aim to get the best results. So, 2 battles where you see different configurations used, or different ammo used. 73north uses the APCR, ends up with an ace tanker and a high caliber. And of course, in the second game, apgibbo uses standard ammo, makes a profit, but doesn't get the ace tanker, he gets the first class instead. So, it takes your money and pays your choice, or is it pays your money and takes your choice? I think it's the other way around, yeah. But I think actually the better game was apgibbo in the sense because he was using standard ammo and he was getting hit by the enemy quite often and still managed to stay alive. Although you could say that 73north also stayed alive and took some pretty big hits from that KV-1 with the 85mm gun. But of course, he was literally shredding them with that 6-pounder gun or the 57mm gun and using the APCR to do it. Hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.